This demo is going to show you how to take your photos from Shoot Your Old Shoes and put them into a collage using Padlet. So make sure that you do take some time to read all of the requirements for the assignment, but you do want to find like some shoes that have some personality, right? So that's why I say use your oldest, rattiest shoe, any shoe that you can find, right? Any shoe that you think is going to make a good subject for this project. If you want to use new shoes, you can do that too. Um, but anyway, just make sure that you do read through all the details, okay? So since the final product, we begin with the end in mind. The final product is going to look just like this collage, but using your photos. Notice how some of them are different sizes. Many of them are horizontal pictures, but you can take both horizontal and vertical pictures. Notice that all of them are also all in black and white. And so if you scroll down using the document here, there's all these submittal requirements for this project. What I would like to show you right now is how to get your Padlet started. So go ahead and click on the link. It will open up a new Padlet for you. I'm going to close that last one. And you will probably have to make an account if you've never used Padlet before, but it's very user-friendly. And so do make sure that you log in. If you've done it once, like I said, it should pop in right away. So you'll click on Make a Padlet. We're going to take a look at Canvas. All the other ones with wall, stream, grid, all of the images are kind of locked into place. So please make sure that you do use Canvas because that's going to allow you to create your collage. So in addition to using rules of composition to create your photos when you're actually taking pictures, you also want to use some of those rules as a way to kind of arrange your pictures on Padlet. So I'm not going to use pictures of shoes in this demo, but I am just going to use some general pictures. So know that your pictures should be black and white pictures of shoes using the rules of composition for this assignment. So immediately your modify options are right there. If you want, you could do this at any time, but I'd really like to just show you how to get your pictures in there, and I will come back to this later. Please do not leave this as what they tell you. They have quirky sayings here like my stellar Padlet or, made with an aura of mystery. It's just kind of fun, but you are going to change both the title and description later. Okay, so I'm just going to close this for right now. And when you are adding a picture, you are going to go ahead and click on this little plus sign in the bottom section. And so for several of your photos, you are going to say create you are going to type the rule of composition. So here I'm just generally writing rule of composition, and I have to check my spelling. And so for example, your rule of thirds picture will say rule of thirds. And then you will write something and you'll say, this picture shows rule of thirds, blah, 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 blah. And you'll explain how your image shows rule of thirds. Okay, but to get your pictures on there, let's get a few pictures going. So I'll just write here, explain. Okay, so click on the little camera icon. And here, you don't want to do the photo booth necessarily, so I'm going to close that. So actually, we are going to go to the arrow. So if you have uploaded pictures before, you'll see some of them there. Like some of these you have seen in our class, okay? But those are just kind of a few random photos that I'm going to start with. Otherwise, you'll close that, and we want to upload pictures. Okay, so uploading your pictures, you're going to pick a file from your computer. So if we go that route, it'll still give you the same options as picking this very first icon. So you can pick your file, you can kind of find where they are in your computer. These pictures do have to be actually in your computer, not just on Google Drive, because you will have to access them this way. So you're going to have to download your pictures from Google Drive onto your computer. And so I will create another demo for that. But it's pretty easy. I think you guys can probably figure it out. So I'll just take these pictures. They're from photo one, pictures that I was using as examples for balance. So I will just simply open this picture and boom, there it is. Okay, so then I could take this. I can even change the size of it. Okay, so you'll kind of manage the size of your pictures a little bit differently. Um, but let's get a couple pictures in here. Okay, so I'm going to get another one, and not all of them have to have the title and something written there. Only 4 of them need to do that. So I'm going to grab this one and just kind of throw that one in there, and then I'll get one more. Okay, I'm going to go from my computer. You can also upload these pictures straight from your phone, which would probably make it a lot easier than downloading it from Google Drive and then putting it on your computer and kind of going back and forth that way. So go ahead and download that Padlet app. Add it to your list of apps. I'm sure you've got tons of apps, new apps to download this school year. Okay, so now I've got 3 pictures on here. And so what I would like you to do in addition to, using your eye to construct your composition, if this is an example of balance, I think here, this is a really great example of asymmetrical balance where this tree branch is semi-balanced out by the landscape that's behind it. It looks like there's some kind of power plant or a city in the background. And so this information here has some visual weight. This tree branch also has visual weight. Now, this would be a great example of asymmetrical balance because you have 2 things that are sort of weighing each other out within the composition. The water and the sky, those are just kind of like weightless, right? So even though the weight isn't totally equal, it's unequal, which makes it asymmetrical balance. Now, if we take this example, we've got a really nice example of symmetry, right? If we split it straight down the middle, same on both sides, right? Easy enough. Both escalators, you have to have one thing that balances out the other, okay? So once you have all of your pictures uploaded, and you're going to have about 18, so you're going to have like lots of work coming in here. And so you'll want to eventually kind of play around with the size and shape of your images. I want to double check that here when I use this arrow, yeah, we want to avoid any kind of distortion or anything like that. But good thing Padlet thought ahead for us, and they're not going to let us do that. So here's another picture that I took last year. There's Nate, my good student. He's in photo 2 again, but he was posing for me in photo 1. We were kind of playing around with slow shutter speed, so everybody looks like a ghost. It was super fun. So then, if I want to have this picture just kind of small in here, I could tuck this one in here. I can kind of move them around, right? I can have these 2 kind of balance each other out. But like I said, you do want to use your knowledge of these rules of composition in addition to laying out your collage images, right? So right now, this is kind of looking a little unbalanced, but they are all in this nice little cluster. So what you want to avoid is having too much space in between your images because, like the example shows you, they're all nice and tucked in close to each other. Some of the pictures are larger, ones that are maybe your favorites. Others are smaller, maybe just other pictures, right? But you get to decide which pictures are the largest. Notice how this one is nice and big and right in the center, and all the other ones are kind of just kind of peppered in around there. So that's how you kind of set up your Padlet. I'm going to get back to one more thing, which once, you know, now the background choice that was given to me is fairly bland, right? And you want it to be bland. Like bland is not always a bad thing. So if you come up with if they automatically give you a background that is like way too busy, we want to avoid that at all costs. So in the instructions, I believe it says to use, let me go to it, be sure to select a solid color background. So solid color background, here we go. You can go right down here to appearance and solid colors. Choose whichever color you like. All of your pictures are black and white, so any color would really look great in the back. I could choose that. I can go with green, you can kind of get a little preview. If you like pink, you've got all kinds of colors, right? Or you could just do black. Black, I think, makes everything kind of blend into each other. So you might not want to choose black, but if you just want to choose black or white, middle gray, it all works, right? I like this lighter gray. I think it's kind of nice. Okay, so and then you just arrow back and then you'll put in your title, which would be your shoe title, and then just a brief little description giving us a background of your shoe story. And save. And that's it. Can't wait to see what you come up with.